measuring a red drum and we're taking the total length on it. So what you do is you place the nose against the end of the measuring board and you pull the tail down or you squeeze it, and you can see it's at 25 inches. So that is the total length of this fish. And then we weigh it. And then we mark the fish so that it can't be weighed in again.
Trout, redfish, 21 7/8.
$26, and we'll call it 1/8.
Having a certified scale is important when you're working a tournament. Never know when you're going to bring in a fish that's could be a state record or something that needs to be documented properly. The scales that I've got today are both hanging scales and a beam scale. This particular scale's got the beam scale. You've got your digital readout. Generally, I have a basket that I bring with it. Sits on top of the scale. And I'll put the smaller inshore fish and the inshore fish and the smaller offshore fish in the basket to weigh for the smaller ones. And then you've also got a hanging scale for your bigger offshore fish that has a load cell on it. Testing both scales here. Basket scale's working, and this has got a 0. Tear it out. You've got a tear adjustment on here where you want to 0 out the scale. Make sure they're both zeroed out before you start weighing your fish. Okay, once you got the hook hung, because it's hanging in a traffic area, I like to always take a rag, cover the hook, kind of tie a knot so it's visible and it's not just an open hazard for somebody to walk by and get caught on. This will kind of protect them and give them a visual aid on it. I generally like to use a red rag. I don't have the red rag with me today, but this kind of keeps everything a little bit safer for everybody. Some of the tournaments I've worked, I've actually used an industrial hoist, and it hangs from a higher point of access. A lot of times we'll have big sharks and different fish that wouldn't work on a small hook like this, and with the industrial hoist I can raise it up and down, and generally in between times that I'm weighing offshore fish, I'll raise the hook out of danger's way. Use a check-it stick to measure the length of the fish on the inshore fish and the smaller offshore fish. On the bigger offshore fish, because this particular tournament has a criteria for in place of a tie, whoever's fish is longer would break the tiebreaker. So I'll be having to measure all the fish for the inshore. A lot of tournaments do it a little differently. They'll do it where whenever you're weighing a fish, if whoever comes in first, in case of a tie, then the person that weighs first would be the one that would, even though they're tied, they would be the first place contestant. Other than that, once I get my scale set up like this and I'm ready to go, I'll have a documenter here that'll have weigh sheets that whenever somebody comes up to weigh a fish, then they'll be documenting all the different fish that I weigh, which will write in the team name. You document the time on the slip, and we'll weigh and measure the fish, and then I will sign the weigh ticket, and so will the angler or the team captain. The official time documenter is me, and what I do is I use the time on my cell phone. Another thing that I like to do is get some buckets of water. As they're weighing fish, I'll take the buckets of water and I'll use it to rinse my hands periodically, and I like to keep everything wiped down as I'm weighing the fish. Keep your weigh area clean. And that's good for right now. Good luck to everybody. Y'all be safe, and look forward to seeing you at the scales. Thank y'all.